Who knows what's in these bins?
That's exactly what cleaning up is.
No, it's not.
One that set off a firestorm.
No. Have you?
This is backfiring. You're being too nice, and now I feel terrible.
Yawn all your problems.
Yawning.
You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Welcome back to the Picky Boys podcast.
Welcome back to the Picky Boys podcast. What's going on?
What's going on today?
What's going on?
Later joining us, we have Ben Palmer. I'm terrible with that.
Palmer.
Like Arnold Palmer.
I think it's just Palmer.
It's something about the Zoom thing. It's only when we do the Zoom thing. I don't know what it is.
There's like a rite of passage. Basically, the microphones have to break before they work again.
Yeah, right before the guest joins, it breaks.
They break, and then it works again. Honestly, every Zoom meeting is like rolling the dice.
Right.
You know, I mean, who knows whether the video will work or the thing will work.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Don't ride a light on it.
Also, we definitely didn't film this in October.
Right.
This is a blue picnic blanket. Tony will edit this in post.
No, I will not. And if you need more context on Ben Palmer, we'll here's a clip, right, just in case.
Oh yeah. Well, first, let's say a guy from TikTok, YouTube. Although he seems like he's been doing a lot of this kind of trolling thing before social media even existed.
It's true.
Here are some of his TikToks. Let's see, give a little taste. Taste of Palmer.
I've been making my own Google ads for companies and then calling them up about it. Here's one you requested.
Olive Garden Guest Relations.
I did an Olive Garden Google search.
Okay.
And then I got an ad, and it says www.olivegarden.com.
Okay.
It's kind of like a strange ad. So but it says mention never-ending pasta or pour fettuccine Alfredo gently into your mouth. And then the subtext says, until you can't breathe, your mouth hole will be covered with pasta. And then it says Olive Garden, Italian restaurant, family-style dining, go Olive Garden.
So you Googled us and that came up?
Yeah.
Applebee's is selling $5 Halloween-themed cocktails, and a news station shared an article about this. And then in the comments section, someone named Trey said, "Who still goes to Applebee's?" And then Applebee's responded, "Your wife and another man last night."
I have many questions to ask him. First of all, how many Facebook accounts does he have? I mean, he does this all the time where he responds as brands. He must have hundreds. I can't,
dude, how many emails are on your, what's your number on your email logo on your phone? Do you know how it shows you the unseen emails?
Yeah, 0.
Wow. This guy's a fucking stud. I got like 3,000. I'm like one of those.
You don't open your emails?
I'm not opening 3,000 emails. No, it's because like AOL, my AOL emails, this is it. Just like whatever crap homeless people are throwing at me, I'll put it in the...
That's what I do too. Like if I'm ever at a store and they want me to put it in promotions, I'll put in my AOL.
Or it depends. Sometimes I put in your email.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I want to see if I can show them. All right, here you go. That's my Gmail alone. You see it? It says 3,000. And that's my Gmail. Those are important ones, too. Those are like, busy guy. You're going to tell me that you guys,
insane.
You don't comment if your emails look just as hectic as mine because, but you know what else?
I mean, I get a bunch of emails per day,
right?
Just like you that are nonsense.
Yeah.
Like I probably get like 100 emails a day.
That's what I'm saying. Danny's not this organized in his day-to-day life, so I don't know what's happening.
I really am. You know what I do? I go through stages of organization.
Right.
So I'll organize my life and then and the entire thing, and then I'll live in it as it starts to crumble and get decrepit. And once the systems are all thrown out the window and my life is in total disarray, I usually have like a epiphany, and I say, oh, I need to reorganize again. And that time period is usually like 3 months. Or it's like 6 months sometimes if I'm really pushing it. So I'll organize. My life will descend into chaos.
Right.
And then 3 to 6 months later, I will organize again.
So it's a roller coaster of organization.
Yes.
Right.
It is creating something for it to die. Because I cannot... There's no way. I mean, I know people do it. You know, people. Oh, I'm so organized. I'm always so clean. This, that, and the other. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they organize and clean and then continue to keep that up.
Right. I think those people also, you could find some weird closet in their house that looks like a nuke went off in it. Like they're not. It's all front with those organized people.
Well, those are bin people.
Right.
Bin people.
Labeled,
Bins.
too.
Bins are just disorganized cubes.
That's true. We have bins all around.
There is no organizational method with a bin.
I have bin splitters.
You're just putting the mess inside of a container.
Right.
And
that's in a sense that is the essence of organization.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess so, and it does look more aesthetic. Maria Kondo would say it looks nice. She's the home improvement lady on Netflix. She'd say it like it looks nice and it looks more. It definitely does look nicer. But I mean, it's a sham. It's the same thing. If I have my shit sprawled all over my room, it's a mess. You're just taking that mess and putting it somewhere.
And cleaning it.
No, you're not cleaning it.
So you're saying that
a bin, most bins. I mean, I know. Of course, there are people who are gonna be like, my bins are only batteries for this bin.
Yeah.
Most people take the mess, throw it in the bin. You don't even know what's in the bin. It's like a sock and a tube of toothpaste and like a laundry receipt. Who knows what's in these bins?
That's fair, but you're explaining what cleaning up is.
Yeah, I understand
and
that.
then complaining.
No, I'm just saying cleaning up is really. It's a farce.
Well, yeah.
It's not really cleaning up. Taking something and moving it into a more confined space is not cleaning up.
That's exactly what cleaning up is.
No, it's not. It's just moving the mess around. That's not cleaning up.
So it cleaning.
No, it's not.
Unless
it's
it's
moving
garbage.
the mess around.
Unless it's garbage. Like, yeah, don't put garbage in the bin.
Like I just cleaned my room. Go into my closet. You don't want to go there. I just took the mess. I took all the things that I didn't know what to do with. I took the dust. I threw it in the closet.
Throw out the dust.
I threw it in the closet. Shut the doors. I have a clean room. Little do they know, there's skeletons in there.
It's more than that.
There's skeletons in
Fucking
there.
Rats in there.
There's everything.
Dude, I think everyone has a closet though that they open it, and if they open it the wrong way, it'll just be like one of those avalanches of mess.
These people you're putting Band-Aids on a bullet wound.
That's true. You need some stitches on that.
Yeah, exactly.
At least,
it's not,
just throw shit out.
Organization is a lie.
Well, that was completely different.
Yeah.
That was a time. Should we?
It's about time. We could probably we'll text them. I don't know.
Let's bring it. Let's see what the.
Let's see what the man says.
Let's see what the man says.
See what the man says.
See what the man says. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. Future Antonio here. Before we bring out Ben Palmer, we have to talk about our sponsor this month, Manscaped. For people who've seen the show before, Danny's been talking about this product forever, even before they sponsored us. And I suppose after Danny's kind words, they reached out and they sent me and JT products. And I was never a buzzer guy. I always used razors. I don't know why. I think a barber hurt me one time with a buzzer, so I was never going to put it down there. But after using this one with the anti-nick proof, it essentially means that my fear of getting hurt or worried about scratching it goes away. So that's why I threw out all my razors now. I thought Danny was bullshitting about the product, but And you guys could go to the site and use code word PICKY for 20% off and free shipping on any product. Our friends have been using the code. Our friends bought some already, and they love it too. So remember, code word PICKY for 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you. Get back to the episode, you crazy people.
Ben Palmer, here he is. So let's can you just give the people a little idea about what you do and who you are.
So I think the main thing I do is make I pretend to be corporations and then respond to people when they're angrily posting on their Facebook page. So like Costco, someone will be pissed off at Costco and then I'll respond as Costco. Then they think they're talking to Costco and then get a little back and forth, take screenshots and then make a video out of it. That's my main thing. Just doing other random stuff too. Been city governments before when I lived in Atlanta. I was the city of Atlanta and people thought the actual city of Atlanta was making these ridiculous updates about the city. I did one for Los Angeles too. And then I kind of take all the craziness and make a show out of it. Before the pandemic, I was just doing a live show on stage. And then once the pandemic hit, I busted out the green screen, which I had been meaning to use and just never did, and started making videos for TikTok and YouTube. So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, and I think it transitions well to short content on TikTok, just the way it's formatted. I think you do really well with that, with the amount of time you have. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not.
I was wondering how first of all, like how many like Facebook accounts do you have?
Or like emails. We were talking about that before.
So I've been through a lot of emails. So it's actually, you can use one email and make multiple pages. So you can get away with making a bunch of pages up until Facebook restricts you. They're going to restrict you after you get reported. So like lately I've been pretending to be news pages and making like ridiculous comments under the articles. And then people are like, the news is not supposed to be biased. So those get reported quick. And then those accounts, I have to usually like wait a month or two. And then if the account like isn't built up, if it doesn't have a lot of friends, if I made it yesterday, it gets disabled like right away. So I go through.
That's interesting too. Like how much work do you put into an account to make it look like real if someone were to click on it?
So yeah, I was doing that. So I would make an account. Then I would tell my fans, hey, can you add this account as a friend to give it some legitimacy? And then they'd all do that. And then they'd all be like writing on the timeline, like the name of like the account would be like Dale or something. Like, Dale, haven't seen you since high school, man. Glad you're finally on Facebook. And then, then once that gets built up a little bit, then all right, time to start making some accounts. I've also had I've been asking people to send me their accounts if they don't use Facebook anymore. I'll be like, send me your old account. And like people have like a dead dog. Like, yeah, I had one for my dog. It died. We're like, here's one I used to stalk my ex with. You can have that.
Oh, true. Or just if you have your ex's Facebook profile, just send it to you. Let you mess with it anyway.
Yeah. But hey, man, I'm getting some weird messages to your ex. You might want to know about this.
Yeah, it's true. Is it ever gotten so close, or I'm not sure if you would know this or not, but you look so much like the real account that the real account could gets in trouble, or like some flack?
Yeah. So the news accounts have been like, what's the words I want to use? Had to like patch things up a little bit. The first one, when I first started doing it, there was one that set off a firestorm. It was a Charleston newspaper, WIS-TV, and they had to make they made it like a new news story article and shared that on their Facebook page. Like it said, alert, fake profile built to mislead readers. And then they just basically explained it. It was like a Trump one, so people flipped out. They were like in Charleston, and it was before coronavirus. And he was going to have this rally in Charleston, and it was like, Trump coming to Charleston. And then in the comment section, it was like, be on the lookout for empty cans of Busch Light. Everyone lost their mind. And then the commenter, the actual social media manager had to be like, that wasn't us. Fox 6 News Milwaukee is another one that has had to like patch things up a little bit. Like, listen, there's a fake account. It happens. That happens with the corporations sometimes too. They'll be like, that wasn't us. We're sorry about that. Look for the check mark.
Yeah.
It really is so funny how like, I mean, I don't like this word very much, but like triggered people get. Like it's so, like they get so upset, and it shows like just like the vitriol that is social media, where like they think this corporation or this business said something, and they'll just start going at it.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Well, it's also it's crazier how this could even be done, right? Because of social media, that these corporations, you could essentially just talk to them. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's a strange world because, I started doing it maybe like 6 years ago or something. And it was like just when Facebook started letting people post on the company timelines. And then that ended up being like the main way people do their customer service. But before then, it was always like you just call like the 1-800 number or whatever.
That's true. When prank calls used to just be just prank calls. You couldn't prank companies in any other way.
Yeah.
Like the people that would put Domino's and Papa John's on the same line trying to order, or like an Italian
those are funny.
Italian pizzeria and like a Chinese food place. Those are great.
That's hilarious. They answer the cross connect. They answer at the same time.
Yeah.
And so it seems
my friends and I used to do that.
It's the best.
Yeah, it
Go
seems
ahead.
like even before social media, you've been kind of, you're into your TikTok username is Palmer Trolls. You've been kind of trolling for a while because I saw the video you did about like suing your friends to get on court TV.
That is
Yeah.
that is so
Yeah.
good. How did you? So it's just
Yeah.
explain that one, please.
That started, first one was, I don't know what, 9 years ago or something.
You know that there's like a million sperm that go swimming towards that one egg, competing to see which one can fertilize that egg?
Yeah.
I am amazed that yours won.
But that was like my friend. So I was doing stand-up comedy and I lived in Cleveland at the time, or in the Cleveland area. And one of my friends, we were all broke, so one of my friends was like, hey man, my cousin went on a court show and they paid him for what he sued for. Do you want to try going on a show? And I'm like, we were just like hanging around, just like smoking weed or whatever. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then like the next day he's like, dude, they called me back. Like, I was like, okay, all right. And then, me, him, and my other friend kind of like, then you talk to him on the phone and, we brainstormed, put our little case together. We made it about being comedians since we already were. What was that first one about? It was like, so my one friend was suing my other friend because he hired him for a comedy show and then he was like too offensive for the crowd. So then, he sued him for the money that he paid because he violated the contract. So anyways, the court show will pay the plaintiff if you win. So we agreed to sue each other and make sure the plaintiff wins. And then once we get the check from the show, we all split it. So
And so these are real,
and then they
like,
fly you
court
out
cases,
to,
right?
Well, I think a lot of the court cases are real, but I mean, ours,
Well, yeah.
ours we invented, but like we always base it around stuff that we are already doing. So it makes it easier to make up. So when you're on the spot and they're asking you questions, then you can just like base it on real life. Oh yeah. And just makes it a little easier. Then they fly you out to all 3 times it was LA. And then they put you up in a nice hotel room and then they're nice. They're like, oh, you want to spend another day in LA? Sure. Here. And then they give you per diem. So I was like a vacation and then you get paid.
That's so funny.
Then there was some other one I did in Los Angeles where they just pay you like $75 to improvise a court show. They're like just looking for actual actors. They don't care. And they already have the script written and they're like, here, just practice this. And then you go on and then you have your lines and then you do that. I did that. I have no idea whether that aired or not. It was like, I don't know.
Oh, cause they paid you up front and you're like, yeah, maybe it's on, maybe it's not.
Yeah, it was just like $75. It lasted like a morning. You go in there. I was a hockey player and like the guy sued me because I checked him too hard in the hockey rink and he like hurt his arm. And so that was the case. It's like they have already made cases. Like they take real cases and then they change the names and then we act them out.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay.
So that one is like actually like just fake, just totally actors.
Definitely. Oh yeah,
Interesting.
definitely. But like the Judge Mathis, the Judge Judy, People's Court, those are, a lot of them are real. And then of course you have the people like me that slip on there.
And I'm sure there are a lot of people who, even though the case might be real, they're still, acting to a certain degree.
Well, you're in
totally,
front of
yeah.
cameras either way, so
True.
Yeah, you need some drama. The court show I might go on next, they actually called me. They hit me up on Instagram because they saw my TikTok of me saying that I was doing these court shows. So they reached out to me. That was a first because I would always get rejected by these people. I was like, well, wow, they're starting to ask me to come on now.
But now you're going to be on too many. We're going to be like, I think I saw this guy in a previous case.
And people are like, come on, these are fake. It's the same guy every time.
Was this guy a hockey player a second ago?
Yeah.
This guy has so many jobs.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to go on like a Dr. Phil or anything like that?
No. Have you?
Have I submitted to Dr. Phil? Maybe. I've never gotten close. I almost went on Jerry Springer once and then they were going to make us fight each other. It's like, they're like, are you okay with fighting each other? I'm like, all right, sure. I'm like, I don't know if I want to fight, my friend.
On Jerry Springer,
But
I think I would
then
fight,
they-
my friend.
Then they found out we were comedians and they said, no, we don't want comedians on.
Mm.
Huh.
So
I
even
almost went
Jerry's.
on divorce court, and then divorce court looked up like the records. I lived in Georgia at the time. They looked up the marital like license records and saw that we weren't actually married. And they're like, "You can't come on."
At least they do like the slightest bit of research. So you might as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of tax problems. It's like you might just marry the person and then go on.
That's dedication right there.
That is.
They
that is
like
way too
accidentally
much-
take you for everything you got.
Yeah, that
You're
is
like,
way too.
fuck.
Like, let's sign a prenup. You know.
So you've also been doing your like most recent little series has been fake Google ads. Can you elaborate on those? Because they're hilarious.
That's been fun. Thanks. That's been fun. I was looking for something new and fun to do. So one of my like followers hit me up on Facebook, was like, you can just make Google ads, right? You don't have to pay for them because there's like $150 credit that Google gives you. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started basically just go on there. You don't even have to use the Google credit. You just type in the Google ad and then screenshot it because it shows you the preview.
Mhm.
You're like, and it doesn't have any restrictions. If you don't run the Google ad, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is, so like if you tried to run the Google ad where it's like, come to Olive Garden, we'll fucking shove pasta in your mouth, Google's gonna be like, no. But that's why I just screenshot it and don't even run it and just take the screenshot and then share that. So yeah, that's been like the new fun thing. Then I started calling the people. Have you guys ever heard of Castle?
Wait, say that again. You cut out for
Have
a
you ever
second.
heard of the prank caller? The prank caller's name's Longmont Potion Castle.
No.
You should totally look him up. He's been doing prank calls since like 1986 or something. He has like 30 albums.
Since the
They're
phones
really
were
absurd. He like calls people up and they always get upset because he puts them in these really strange situations. He calls them and then he'll like play these weird sound effects in the background, like in the middle of the conversation. But they're just really good. He's like a master. Anyways, I don't know why. I listen to a ton of his stuff. And so maybe that led to me being like, maybe I should just start calling people. And it's legal in Colorado where I live at now to record somebody on the phone. So I'm like, all right, I can do this.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's like different states have like 2-party or 1-party laws where you can't record someone unknowingly.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it is in New York. I'll have to look it up. See if you guys can do it.
You probably can't in New York.
True.
There's a hoop around everything here.
There's too many people here. That would unload chaos.
Yeah.
That Olive Garden one really got me because the woman seemed so concerned. She was like, "Oh," and then what was it, like an audio? You just recorded like a weird audio to go along with it.
Yeah, so there's like those voiceover sites that you can go on, and some of them have like samples where you can type in the text and then play it a sample. So I would just screen record with my computer and then play the sample and then record that and then have the audio ready to play when I call them. So like, hey, there's like a play button on this ad too. They're like, there's a play button. I'm like, yeah. Like, come to Olive Garden. I think maybe next time I want to tell them it's like a video and like just maybe describe something absurd. Like, oh my God, this video is like, there's like just pasta going into this guy's mouth.
He's crying. This is how you run your business?
She was extremely nice. We actually talked for 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
She was talking about how Olive Garden's been on SNL and all sorts of stuff. One time she said David Letterman made a joke about Sarah Palin's daughter. And then right after that, they went to commercial. And the first commercial was an Olive Garden commercial. So then Olive Garden was getting tons of phone calls about people who are upset about David Letterman's joke about Sarah Palin. Like, how could you support this? But like they had no control over like when the commercial aired.
Poor Olive Garden. But Olive Garden's taking a beat.
I know.
Left and right.
Sure. So I don't want to like lift the curtain too much, but so do you tell her that it is a joke?
No, I never told them. So I don't want them to feel like. So with her, the first one, Applebee's, she says, send me the screenshot, send me the sound or the ad. So I sent it to her. With this Olive Garden person, she was so nice. She sent me a $20 gift card, which I did not plan for. this is backfiring. You're being too nice, and now I feel terrible. So I didn't send her anything. I didn't send her anything else because I'm like, I don't want to waste any more of her time. She's been so nice to me. And we talked for 15 minutes. She was cool as hell.
Do you have anything like? Do you have any companies that you're planning on targeting? I don't know what word you should use for that.
Yeah, so I have like Patreon where people pay extra to get like exclusive content, and then like YouTube members. So I asked them like, what companies do you want to see next? One of them was like a dog company, like just for dogs. So I'm gonna call them soon. It's gonna be like something about so they do like healthy dog food to make your dog have more energy. And so the Google ad is gonna say something like, your dog's gonna outlive you, and it's gonna dig the hole that you're buried in. It's like, try that. Like, listen, I don't mind my dog outliving me or digging the hole I'm buried. I just thought I'd let you know this ad's out there. I had a podcast I was doing for a while, but it cost me money because I was paying voice actors. But I would do like, the first one was the interview of the Lyft CEO, because I was a Lyft driver, and I hated Lyft after driving for Lyft in Los Angeles for so long. So like I did a fake interview with him and asked him all the questions I wish I could ask him. And then in between the interview, I would have these voice actors read these ads I wrote for like Postmates, or like Grubhub, or like all the companies that I really don't like Postmates was like, want to drive 30 minutes to deliver someone a cup of coffee? Sign up for Postmates today. Because that was like my first experience. I like drove someone a cup of coffee. It was like this like 16-year-old girl, like no tip, like, God damn you. But like, yeah, like the fake advertisements, I tried to make little TikToks out of them too, but I don't think they really caught on. But like,
Right.
yeah.
So driving with Lyft, was the experience bad because of that? Like you would just kind of drive really far to give really minuscule like items? Is that why?
Yeah, like a lot of times you get like some bad rides, like you're just taking somebody and dropping them off at the gas station. You get $2 for it, and then they don't tip, and then it's like they smelled like cigarettes or something, and then like they brought their dog in the car and all this dog hair all over. It's a tough job, especially in LA where the traffic is just like madness.
I definitely believe that.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like a very, very tough job.
So like one of the jokes was like, so if I pick somebody up and if the driver gets picked up and he goes to Nebraska, do you pay for the ride back from Nebraska? I'm like, no, we only pay for the ride to Nebraska. I'm like, so what's he going to do when he gets to Nebraska? He's going to have to find some things to do in Nebraska. There's a lot.
You gotta find someone in Nebraska that wants to go back to Colorado, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's something I actively think about. Like I feel bad when I like Lyft from one place to a more desolate area.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who is gonna get a ride from this place? There's nobody here.
Like we're going really far. Like I picture like sometimes I Uber to Long Island if we're really desperate, and I picture the Uber driver like hitting the location of the destination and then just going, Jesus.
Dude, that was one of my issues, is like you have no control over whether you want to accept a ride to where you're going. Because like someone will get in the car and I'm like, okay, let's go. And then it'd be like 1 hour, 48 minutes. I'm like, fuck, I wanted to get off in like an hour. God damn it. Now I have to drive for 2 hours and then 2 hours back. Like that changes your whole night.
That's really unfair to the drivers, but I guess like driving far would essentially be like impossible.
You get more money.
That's true, but I feel like less people would want to do it if they could see the destination beforehand.
Yeah.
So now the range of rides you could get will probably shorten, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, because people won't want to do it. But then there'll be some people who would want to do it. Like, I got all day, let's do this,
That's true.
But it's like, why do I have to do work that I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to do? It's like a surprise. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I haven't like heard about it recently, but I think they have like tried to amend those issues. Like I know with Uber, you can like if you're driving to work, you can essentially make a trip along that route.
Yeah. Destination mode all day.
I understand.
Yeah, so that sounds kind of like more, driver friendly at least.
Right, but that's like short trip in your area. What if a guy like Mr. I mean, he's getting $10,000 for it, but Mr. Beast, didn't he Uber from like East Coast to West Coast?
That's hilarious.
I guess the Uber driver had to at least call his wife or something before he went. You can't just disappear.
Hey,
At
we're
that point,
best friends
you
now.
have
We're
to
going on a
talk.
road trip together.
Yeah, exactly. You have to talk to the driver. It
Yeah.
can't just be a silent ride.
That'd be very funny. I don't know.
For sure. Have you always been like the trolling kind of class
Definitely
clown
more
type?
fake Google ads to come. Oh, and then someone told me you can make them on LinkedIn too. So that might add a little layer to it. Like, yeah, I saw this on LinkedIn.
Well,
LinkedIn's like such a dry professional site.
Oh my god, it's the worst social media site ever because it's like on every social media site, people are fake. But when you're talking about like a corporate resume,
They're really fake,
they're
yeah.
more fake.
how do you lie about 5 years of experience?
That's been one of my goals in life is to like get porn on LinkedIn. Like I did it.
I did. I made it. It's like Instagram. Maybe you lie about a weekend. Like we had way more fun than we did.
Right.
You're lying about a professional career.
Oh my God.
You're like, I was the COO. You're like, what?
What is that? Doesn't exist. I was the ZTF. I was like, what is this?
I started, I used to put all my jobs on my LinkedIn. Like I was the government official at City of Atlanta. I was like customer service rep at Costco. Then people from like I was because the podcast I was like at first I was working for Business Insider. I was a senior editor. So then people at Business Insider like wanted to connect with me and be like a fellow colleague. Like I don't actually work at Business Insider. I just cleaned my LinkedIn resume or my profile up just to say like nothing though, because now I'm starting to use LinkedIn to like reach out to the companies. Like one of the fake ads was Spirit Airlines. And I don't know if you've ever ridden on a Spirit Airlines flight, but you can't have like anything. There's no snacks and no water. And like one time I was on a flight and like the flight attendant was like, "Oh, y'all ain't getting any water." I was like, it's like, damn. So then I made an ad. It was like Spirit Airlines want a glass of water. Think again. And then I like sent it to the person I posted on LinkedIn's on their comment section on one of their posts. And then like a social media person from Spirit reached out to me and was like, "Can you send me what happens when you click on the link?" And then I sent her a screenshot of a bottle of water and was like, "Don't even think about it."
Your DMs must be just the funniest array of strange interactions.
Yeah, there's been some weird stuff, fun stuff.
What time is it?
I think it's 12:43.
43. Yeah,
I think
we got
we're
I think we got a good amount of time.
Thanks for having me on. You guys are great to talk to.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. First, let them know,
Yeah.
where they can find you, maybe your Patreon, all that good stuff.
Yeah, my Patreon is Palmer Trolls. Everything is Palmer Trolls, like, the name Palmer and Trolls together. Yeah, I have a Patreon where I do bonus content for people. A YouTube where I put together the clips that you'll see on TikTok. You'll see some long form stuff there. And of course, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. Make sure to follow me on LinkedIn.
All right, sounds good, man.
For
Thanks,
sure.
thanks for being
Yeah.
on with us.
Thanks so much. Look forward to more funny content.
Definitely. It was a
You know
pleasure,
what?
guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a good one, man.
Thanks,
All
man.
right.
Hasn't been recording the whole time. Imagine.
That's funny. Yeah, that whole first part did not.
I know that was a good first part, and I saw it. I was like, that's all right. What can you do?
Yeah.
We've had way worse problems.
That seems like that was the biggest discrepancy in Zoom connections.
Well, it might have been because this is the first time he's on computer. It's the first
True,
person on
true,
computer,
true.
and computers, they're the greatest thing in the world. But
And
they
the worst thing.
But they suck. You can't have everything all good.
They are, but he did his due diligence. He was like, "Where's JT?" It's like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I was like, I was confused where JT was.
But yeah, that's Ben Palmer. Go give him a follow. Very, very funny content.
Very funny
I love troll content. We'll have to look up that guy.
It was a long name. I have to-
Medieval Castle Man.
Yeah, I thought he said White Castle because it cut off. I was like, yeah, I've heard of White Castle.
Yeah, something
but
like
then
that.
the name was much longer than that. All right, let's get out of here, Danny. Tell me.
All right, let's get out of here. You can find me at dmore723 on Instagram. Let's see, where else can you find me?
It's under the bridge, back alley,
Yeah, exactly. You can find me
in the dumpster.
You can find me in the alley behind 34th Street.
The people know.
Bring $10 cash.
You don't have fucking the square. The square. You don't have,
Oh yeah, I have a Square reader, so that's how I
You can find me at Aunt Prisco. Can't forget to follow
Picky Boys Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and have a wonderful night.
We kiss at the same time. They can't see us both unless I'll put us together at the same time.
You could just put us
Yeah,
kissing
I'll put
each other. Goodbye.
Peace, guys.